Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Strong Collectors Podcast. I'm your host, Dakota, doing a solo show. We're going to be doing a recap of some of the Mafexes we've seen. So they weren't technically at San Diego Comic-Con, but they did kind of a showcase a little bit before. I wasn't there, but the pictures have been shared on Facebook and different places. So I've pulled some of those from different users in the groups. So we're going to talk about what they have shown off. If you want to see the entire leaks list, and again, we're not 100% sure if the leaks list is all accurate, but we do have at least one. We'll have to see when we go through this, but at least one of the items on the leaks list is going to be shown and revealed, at least in kind of the prototype grayscale. So you can go back and check that one out if you'd like to. But today we're just going to be talking about what was shown in hand. Let's get started. So first up, here's just kind of we'll get kind of the movie figures out of the way. At least for me, I don't personally collect movie figures too often. So I still wanted to show them off in case you out there enjoyed the movie figures. So I'll go a little bit quicker through these, but here's kind of a overview of some of them. We'll get some more close-up shots here next. So we've got the Flash, and I assume this is Flash. I haven't even watched the Flash movie yet, but that figure really doesn't make me want to go out and watch it very bad. And then we've also got Peacemaker. Here is kind of I don't know, we got Batman there, obviously, but then otherwise it's kind of more Shazam Black Lightning. I don't think the movie did all that great, at least in my opinion. I didn't think it was a great movie, but we're getting, several figures from it. Here you can clearly see that the hierarchy of the DC universe is about to change or something like that. I don't know. But you got The Rock with his eyebrow there in the center, some lightning effects, kind of the more standard black lightning on the side, and then you've got Shazam from the newer Shazam movie there, which is another one I haven't even seen yet. Take my nerd card away if you need to, but I'll get around to that at some point. I liked the first one, just haven't got to the second one yet. Here's a little bit more of a wide shot of the Justice League. Superman's looking pretty bright there on the side. I kind of like that. Again, some of these are older, some of these are newer, so we'll just kind of look at everything I've got here, and then we can talk about it out in the comments of what you think of some of the newer stuff. So going back to the Black Lightning movie here, we've got Dr. Fate, which I think actually looks pretty good. That this is a good Dr. Fate. I still would probably lean more towards a comic book version, but this one is pretty good. Could still probably stand in as your just regular comic version of Dr. Fate if you needed him to. You've got, I don't know, Hobo Joker here in the middle. Personally, not a fan of this. I promise when we get to the comic book stuff, I'll be a little bit more excited. I feel like I'm kind of just ripping on all this, but movie stuff's not really my thing. We've got Aquaman here. Is this movie out yet? I don't think it's out yet. If it is, I haven't seen it, but I don't think it's out yet. I kind of like the colors on this. Looks interesting. Again, not something I'm going to be rushing out to be paying Mafex prices for, but it looks okay. Here we got some of those more grayscale prototypes. We've got Bloodsport here on the side. Some nice detailing there. I'm interested to see how that all looks when it's painted up, but I feel like kind of by then the movie hype will have passed. I don't know if he's going to show up in anything more recently, but I don't know. With a lot of this DC stuff, it kind of feels like it comes out way after the fact, and then kind of that excitement has died down. So I don't know. And then there's that kind of closer shot of the Flash. Maybe this is the same picture again, but yeah, don't know what's going on with that gray one. Can't say that that's a great look. I'll have to go watch that movie. Maybe I'll do that later on after I'm done recording. Getting into some Marvel MCU stuff. We've got Killmonger in the Black Panther costume, and then we've got T'Chaka. I think these both look pretty good. I kind of like the more baggy look on the T'Chaka pants. I think that's kind of cool how they got that in there. And then I think just the details of the gold on the Killmonger also look super cool. So as far as, not going to be getting these, but I'm pretty happy that they exist. I think they look really nice. Some more Black Panther and then kind of a random Star Wars in there. But you've got Black Panther kind of in the vibranium powered up suit. It's got all that kinetic energy stored, carrying the Infinity Gauntlet. And then you've got more your just standard Black Panther there in the center. And then I thought Bosk was one of the more interesting of the Star Wars, kind of sticking more on the superhero side. They had some other reveals too, but we're just mainly covering superheroes here. Um, but Bosk is pretty interesting compared to other figures that they've done. So, super long arms, more kind of dinosaur feet and head. So, interesting one. I just thought I'd show that on here as well. Then we've got some movie Spider-Man. So you've got your Andrew Garfield. I like that they have the mask holding like accessory. It'd be cool if Hasbro would be able to do that with their Marvel Legends. I'm not going to hold my breath that they do that anytime soon, but I think it's a cool accessory that Mafex does. So I like that. And I think they do a really good Spider-Man. I think this is the final swing suit here that Tom Holland wears at the end of No Way Home. That one looks pretty cool. I like the kind of shine, but it's not, super shiny. So I think that's a nice color detail that they did there. I think that looks really nice. This is kind of just, looking forward to the future, some different properties that they're going to be doing. So I think that, some folks are going to be pretty excited to get these. The Mafex one, I'm sure you're going to be able to do some really cool poses, especially with the trench coat. I think this is kind of the way you need to go with action figures is you got to have that bendy wire in their soft goods to be able to get those, crazy slow-mo poses. I wonder if they're going to have any like bullet effects. I don't know how you would do that. It'd have to be like ported into one of the weapons or something, but that'd be cool if they could somehow work that in, kind of some slow-mo bullet effects. And then we get into the boys. So we've got the Deep and A-Train in the center. Then you've got Soldier Boy and Queen Maeve on the sides. I think these head sculpts are the best out of any of the movie characters. Like these actresses likenesses are the best out of all the Mafexes. And I don't know that Mezco, maybe they do some, I think they do movies, maybe. Yeah. This is better than theirs. This is probably, maybe if you get up into like Hot Toys and stuff like that, maybe you're going to get better there, but you're also paying more. But as far as, the 1/12 scale action figures go, these are probably the best likenesses I've seen. Or maybe these are just really good pictures. But now we're getting into some more of the comic book stuff. We've got Jubilee, which we're seeing for the first time. I don't know if we've seen a gray version of this. I can't remember. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but this is the first time I'm seeing Jubilee at least. We've got X-Man, which I think they've done gray versions of, and I know for sure we've seen the gray version of the Age of Apocalypse Cyclops. I really like the kind of optic effect they've got going on with the Cyclops there. Looks, I don't think Marvel Legends was awful because it's kind of one of those more plain figures that there's not a lot you can do to make it look really good. But I think Mafex is doing a really good job. You've got more of that shiny gold armor on the arm. The windswept hair looks pretty cool. And yeah, that optic effect is awesome. I also think that this looks like painted shadows for me. So that's what I'm going to assume. I don't think it's the lighting here. It looks not quite cell shaded, but just heavily shadowed. And I think that looks really good on the X-Man. Then you've got your soft goods coat for Jubilee, which I don't think no other action figure that I can think of has a soft goods Jubilee. But again, that's kind of, I'm thinking more in the 1/12. I'm sure there's some hot toy out there, maybe, or adjacent like that. But I'm interested to see what effects she comes with, because at least out of the Marvel Legends, there's really not a great display of her power. Like they just kind of have those plastic circle effects that, yeah, they work, but I would like to see some more firework effects for her. I think Can of Beams does a good job, but to just be packed in with the figure, I've got high hopes for Mafex. We've got Iceman in the center here, just kind of that grayscale prototype or whatever it is. But I think this one, for me, the make or break is going to be the accessories. Is it going to be a deluxe with the ice slide? I was just watching one of the Marvel Legends videos today of the team talking, and either Dan, Ryan, or Dwight, they were talking about, oh, this is Iceman. It'd be cool if we did an ice slide with him as a deluxe sometime. And they were kind of going through the Marvel cards. So I think if Mafex can do that, that's going to make this a really cool figure. Otherwise, do I need a crazy, highly articulated Iceman? Probably not, but I am interested to see when it's all painted up how they do it, because there's kind of the more translucent version from Select. There's the cell shaded from Marvel Legends with the 3-pack. There's the other versions that are just kind of more white, opaque. They're okay, but I still think there's that perfect Iceman that hasn't been made yet. So maybe this will be that. We've got Rogue that was recently shown. I guess it's maybe been a couple months now. And then Daredevil, which we've seen for quite a while. Daredevil actually looks a lot better in this picture here than I think he looks in the promotional shots. So that definitely gives me some hope for him. I'm glad that it looks, better than some of those promo shots because it just looked, I don't know, gappy and kind of like weird shaped shoulders. So again, maybe this is just a really good angle on the figure. But it looks better than I was expecting. Now over into the comic DC stuff. We've got Robin here from Hush. This is the Tim Drake Robin. This is my favorite version of Robin. So yeah, very good chance I'm going to probably pick this one up. It may not be a day one pre-order. Actually, leave me a comment down below. How do you pre-order your Mafexes? Because I definitely need to get better about that. Typically, I wait till it goes on Amazon. Then sometimes there's a sale on Amazon, or I go through Big Bad Toy Store, but usually that's a little bit more expensive. What's the cheapest way I could get these? Give me your advice down in the comments because I'd love to know, and then I can share it with the folks. In the center, we've got, I'm assuming this is just another version of the Hush Batman. We've gotten the gray one, like the black and gray. I have that one. We've gotten the blue, and then I'm not exactly sure what the differences are here with this one. But, big cape. For me, I don't know that I'm ever going to need to buy another Batman because the Hush Batman is pretty much perfect for me. So might be the last Batman, at least in that classic suit that I ever need to buy. But we'll see when this one's fully painted up what I think. Then we've got Batgirl. I believe this is also from the Hush story. I'm not quite as excited about this one, but I think they're going to do a good job. If I was really trying to round out the Bat family, I think Huntress looks pretty good. I haven't gotten her, but I've been tempted because she's been on some pretty low sales. I don't know. I'm filling out more of my Supermen, so I may hold off on the entire Bat family. But I've already got Nightwing. I'm going to get this Robin. It seems like it makes sense. I'm going to hold off for a bit, but and I think usually we have quite a bit of time until these figures are ready to ship. So I've got time to decide. Then I was really surprised by this, a Ra's al Ghul. I didn't expect to see that. I would assume he's probably going to come with some sort of soft goods. This is maybe just like very early prototype, just showing off the body here. Again, I'm just kind of assuming that. Then you've got Batman. I don't know if this is from Hush or what this one is from. I can't see the little placard for it. I didn't see any clear pictures of that. So if you know what this is from, let me know. I don't think it's that same one that was on the previous slide. I don't know. Batman coming with a sword. I don't know. Like I said, I've got my Hush Batman. That's all I really need. A Ra's al Ghul. It's for sure going to be the best Ra's al Ghul you could ever get. I just don't know that I need a Ra's al Ghul in my collection. I don't know. The hair looks kind of cool. We'll see when it kind of is in its final form, painted, what it's coming with, especially soft goods, things like that, because I think it definitely needs something. Another one that I wasn't expecting, but they look way better than I would have ever thought they could. You've got a Bruce Wayne, and then you've got a Clark Kent. I think the way they've got these like suit jackets or, kind of more of the coat, I'm pretty surprised by how good these look. Again, they're just in that grayscale, but they look very nice. I would assume that's going to be a soft goods scarf. I think Bruce Wayne is probably my favorite out of these. If they were ever go on super sale, I'd consider him. But also then it makes more sense for me to get Clark Kent because I'm doing more of the Supermen. I just don't think I need a Superman. It would be cool if there was some sort of accessory, some way to swap out his suit coat or like the vest for where he's like opening up the jacket and then, you see the Superman logo underneath. That's probably a stretch. I don't think that's really possible. I don't know. But that would be the only way that I would be tempted to get Clark Kent. But I'm shocked at how good these looked. Now, the two, I think, big ones are most exciting. I mean, I think people were excited about Jubilee and Iceman. But for me, the big winner here was easily Doomsday. Like I said, I'm trying to build out my Superman. I've got my Steel. I've got Cyborg Superman. And then I have Eradicator and Superboy on pre-order. I don't have my classic Superman, but I'm sure they're going to do one again at some point, or maybe they'll reissue the Hush one. Whatever it is, I'll get one eventually, so I'm not worried about that. But Doomsday is one of my favorite DC bad guys ever, so very excited to get one of those. And like I said, Mafex is going to do it right. It's probably going to be a bit more expensive. I wouldn't even be surprised if this is more expensive than Bane. Bane, if you get him on Big Bad Toy Story, he's like 115, 120-ish, something like that. So yeesh, I don't know if this is pushing 150. That might be an issue for me. But this is one that I'm really going to want. So may have to do some of my selling of the old figures to build up some funds to get this guy. And then on the other side, we've got a 2099 Venom. I don't know if I've even ever seen this Venom. I've read a few of the Spider-Man 2099 books, but I don't remember Venom ever being in it. Maybe I just, deleted that out of my brain for some reason, but it looks okay. I think it seems like they've got a good body here for maybe more of like an anti-Venom, which that I would be a little bit more excited about because Marvel Legends has theirs, but it's not the best. So I would be excited to see where they could go with this type of body. I'm also interested to see how it scales just standing vanilla posed like this next to a Spider-Man. I'm not sure if there was a zoomed out picture of that I just missed, but hopefully he's, maybe a head-ish taller than the other Spider-Man. Here's a zoomed out picture of Doomsday next to the others. You can kind of tell a little bit easier with Spider-Boy or Superboy down there. Eradicator's kind of on a flight stand up a little bit, but it looks like Doomsday is easily a head taller than Superboy, and then just a lot more beefy, more filled out, which he should be. So very excited about the size there. Again, I'd like to see that Cyborg Superman standing right up next to him, shoulder to shoulder, to really see a good size comparison for what a Superman would look like next to him. Again, I think Doomsday is going to be an easy pre-order for me. So that was a little bit of old, a little bit of new Mafex. If you want to go back and watch the leaks list, like I said, Iceman was from that list. So it makes me feel like that list is a little bit more corroborated. Leave me a comment on how to say that word. But it seems a little bit more likely that those figures will come true. Eventually, it might take 5 to 10 years to actually see them all, but maybe they're coming. Go check that video out over here if you'd like. Make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing. And until next time, stay strong.